They called this the most beautiful building of 2025, and in just seconds, you'll see why its mind-blowing design is revolutionizing architecture. Get ready to witness Shanghai's newest icon, the Shanghai Grand Opera House, a masterpiece by the visionary firm Snohetta, renowned for shaping unforgettable spaces worldwide. In this video, we're not just unveiling a building, we're taking you inside the future of public spaces. You'll discover how its revolutionary design allows you to walk on its roof year-round, understand why it's poised to redefine an entire skyline, and see how it stacks up against Snohetta's other world-famous creations like the iconic Oslo Opera House. If you're fascinated by architectural genius, public innovation, and the landmarks of tomorrow, you won't want to miss a single moment. Before the curtain rises on the rest of the story, make sure to subscribe to Design Zip for more show-stopping designs and global mega projects. Let's talk about the design first, because this opera house is a whole experience. The Shanghai Grand Opera House is seriously eye-catching, all thanks to Snohetta and their vision of movement, space, and elegance. The entire structure was designed to look like an unfolding fan. You can see it in the way the roof stretches out in these curved radial lines. That roof is not flat and it spirals smoothly. And sitting right on top of it is a sculptural staircase that winds all the way up. It's a big concrete swirl that you definitely won't miss. It wraps around the whole thing and becomes part of the architecture itself. And yes, it is huge. The whole building covers nearly 135,000 square meters. It is situated near the Huangpu River in the Expo Hutan area, which used to be part of the 2010 World Expo grounds. So not only do you get the river view, but the Opera House actually curves with the bend of the bank, like it is logging into the landscape. Inside this place is just as detailed. The main performance space is a 2,000-seat auditorium, sitting right at the heart of the building. It has top-of-the-line acoustics and stage technology, which is pretty much everything you would expect from a world-class opera house. Then there is a second hall with 1,200 seats, made for smaller productions, and a third space with 1,000 seats that's a little more experimental. That one has flexible seating and stage arrangements, which means it can host whatever, from edgy theatre to contemporary performances. But Snohetta did not design this place just for performances. It has to be a place that feels alive all day. So they added more than just theatres. The building includes galleries, restaurants, libraries, exhibition rooms, and even spaces for education and film. There are wide foyers filled with natural light thanks to the massive glass panels on the facade. And the materials are as great as the landmark itself. While the outside is clean and white, the inside switches to warmer tones. There's red-stained oak, soft silks, and acoustic-friendly wood floors. Every material plays into the mood. Warm, rich, and dramatic, which is perfect for a place built for music and performance. The structure itself is also worth mentioning. This is not a regular concrete box with fancy lighting. It is made with a complex mix of reinforced concrete and a custom steel concrete roof system that holds the spiral form. That spiral staircase, which climbs around the building, is a serious piece of engineering. It hangs off the side in a cantilevered shape, wrapping around the roof like a ribbon. And you will find the fan theme everywhere. You'll see it not just in the roof, but in the floor layout, the logo, the flow of the halls, even the way the spaces are connected. There is a visual rhythm that ties everything together. It is all designed to feel like movement. Every single part of this building was designed to impress. But when will it be open to the public? Construction of the Shanghai Grand Opera House started after Snohetta won the International Design Competition back in 2017. And now, after years of detailed planning and engineering, it is finally close to the finish line. The building is expected to officially open to the public by late 2025. One of the most exciting features is that rooftop. And the great news is that it will be fully accessible to the public year-round. That means you can head up there for a view, hang out during events, or just take a peaceful stroll above the riverbank. Snohetta's goal was to make a cultural landmark that people can actually use and enjoy every day, and they have succeeded in achieving that goal. But this is not the only iconic landmark Snohetta has designed in recent years. And if you think Shanghai's Opera House is impressive, just wait until you see what else they have pulled off. Let's start with the one that really made their name, the Oslo Opera House in Norway. Finished in 2007, this is the building that basically set the tone for everything Snohetta would become known for. It is located right by the Oslo waterfront, and the roof is totally walkable. That's right. People don't just visit the opera, they climb the building. The white marble exterior stretches out like a gentle slope, letting visitors casually stroll from street level to the top, where they get a killer view of the harbour. Inside, it's just as thoughtful. The main materials are oak and white marble, with natural light pouring through huge windows. The space feels calm, open, and almost quiet, even when it is busy. Snohetta nailed the balance between public and performance space, and that concept of architecture as landscape became their signature move from then on. The Oslo Opera House has even been called one of the most important buildings of the 21st century. In fact, it was the most significant building of 2007. After a few years, Snohetta took their vision underground, quite literally, with Lascaux IV. It's the International Centre for Cave Art in France, which was completed in 2016. This one is wild in a different way. The structure is tucked right into the countryside, near the original Lascaux caves that hold some of the world's oldest known art. Because the actual caves are too fragile to be open to the public, Snohetta helped recreate them with astonishing detail. Inside the museum, you'll find full-scale replicas of the cave paintings, down to the texture of the rock walls. These are made using high-resolution scans and detailed reconstruction, many of which are hand-painted. The building itself blends into the sloping hillside, with a jagged concrete form that looks like it has been carved out of the earth. There's also a long glass wall along one side that fills the interior with soft filtered light. And let's not skip the roof. Yes, it's walkable again. It follows the slope of the hill and almost disappears into the landscape. The whole thing is designed to feel like a slow descent into history. And then there is Lakehouse, built in 2025 in Mölnlycke, Sweden. This one is not an opera house or a museum. It is a community centre, but not your average one. Lakehouse was built in a former quarry, which already makes it a bit unusual. It was designed to be part of a new residential neighbourhood, and Snohetta wanted it to feel like a natural part of the land. The building has a long, low shape that rises gently with the terrain, and, of course, the roof is walkable. But this time, it's covered in moss, blueberries, and other native plants. Basically, it's a green roof that looks and feels like the Swedish landscape. The building is made mostly of timber, and the vibe inside is warm and grounded. You'll find spaces for community events, workshops, kids' activities, and more. In short, it is built for everyday use, not just for special occasions. And what's great is that Snohetta didn't design this to impress tourists. They designed it to be used. And that's part of what makes it so good. Now, let's talk about their most remote project so far, Refuge de Barroude, which is currently under construction in the French Pyrenees. This one is a mountain refuge, a shelter for hikers, high up in the wild. And even here, in the middle of nowhere, Snohetta brought their full design thinking. The shape of the building curves to match the flow of the surrounding hills, almost like it is leaning into the wind. And the roof is green again. It is a soft, swooping surface planted with local grasses, so the whole structure blends in with the alpine terrain. What makes this project so clever is how light it is. The foundation is minimal, so it doesn't damage the ecosystem. The structure kind of sits on the land rather than digging into it. They kept the materials simple by using aluminium, the insulation tight, and made sure it was strong enough to handle harsh mountain weather. To wrap up, the Shanghai Grand Opera House isn't just a building, it's a cultural statement. Designed by Snohetta, it redefines what an opera house can be: open, walkable, and deeply integrated into the city's daily life. And when you compare it to Snohetta's other masterpieces, from the waterfront slopes of Oslo to the wild mountain refuge in the Pyrenees, it's clear this firm keeps pushing architecture in bold, meaningful directions. In my view, this isn't just one of the most beautiful buildings of 2025, it's one of the most thoughtful. It brings architecture back to the people and invites them to be part of the space, not just spectators. But what do you think? Which Snohetta project stood out the most to you? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to see which design you'd want to visit in person. And if you love architecture that pushes boundaries and spaces that blend beauty with purpose, you'll definitely want to stick with Design Zip. We cover the most innovative buildings and mega projects shaping our world. So hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.